Yes.
Whenever I'm in public, like in a bank or any retail store, and there's a woman waiting on me, I feel like it's very uncomfortable because I feel like even having a moderate amount of authority over you, I feel like they don't like that. And I feel like the dynamic is just like unnatural. I feel like I'm being talked down to by the woman a lot, and like they just have contempt for me because they even have this little bit of power over me. And whenever I get waited on by a guy in public, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, I can be myself. It's like, it's so refreshing. Do you know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have that same problem right here.
They can't handle power.
Ooh. Women can't handle power? If they can't handle power, why the men so weak? I'll come back to that. You had the same issue?
Yeah, I worked property management for years, and they always hire women as managers, regardless of any competent males.
Right.
And every time you work with them, there's always that condescending tone. There's always an that motion attitude with everything. And then you work with a guy, and they're just usually relaxed.
Right.
Natural.
Does that make you uncomfortable when you're dealing with that?
It did before I started talking or listening to you and
okay.
realizing what the real issue was.
And now it doesn't make you uncomfortable?
No, I just notice it.
Oh, good.
But I don't try and let it get to me.
Right on. And Dalon, it's not the woman's fault that you feel that way. It's you. That weakness is still inside of you. You still have some issues you haven't worked out with the woman yet. And so when you come in contact with that spirit, it makes you nervous. But I'm going to tell you how to get over it.
But you do agree with what I'm saying, though?
100%. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. But I'm going to tell you exactly what to do about it. Because I run into, especially at the bank, and especially with those black women. Oh my God!
That I can't imagine.
Women, those black women, some of them. Yeah, in it. That's right.
Black women are usually nice to me. I don't mind them.
Who, black women?
Yeah.
That's because you like black women.
They're nice.
Once you go black, you can't go back. All right, but I'll tell you in a minute what that is. Let me take Cheryl and then Mark. Yes. Did you have your hair, Cheryl?
I did. You go first.
Don't tell me what to do, woman. There go the woman. There go the woman. The woman had her hair a long time ago. I'm finally coming to her. No, go to him. No. Go ahead, woman.
Okay. I do understand that because before I had a male manager at work. Now we have a female manager, and I could just tell the difference. He was so cool and so unruffled and so logical, and it was just easy. And now it's a little harder because I see it's insecurity. Like women can be insecure. I got to have it all. I got to know it all. I got to do it all, and it's not like that.
Right.
You know, like overcompensating.
Don't speak for her. Who said that?
Yeah.
Mama, be quiet. No wonder you're afraid of women.
But we're doing a project, and I can see that I think it's insecurity because it's not flowing. It's not very.
Yeah.
It's kind of arduous in a way. Some of the stuff, and I compare it when we had all the men. You know, we had a team, and it was great. It was
just imagine having a preacher as your head. A real mess, huh? A mess. Cheryl, what is that enmity between men and women? There's a hatred there. What is that?
I don't know.
You don't know? Have you noticed it? When you were dated, did you notice that the man really can tell you what to do?
Yeah, I'm kind of yeah.
Even though he was right and he tried, and you tried to do right, but
Yeah, it was like I would never submit.
Right.
I would never just kind of it was always a fight instead of just kind of just relax.
Right.
You know, just kind of
let
relax,
go
just
and
let
be.
it go.
Yeah.
It was always like I had to fight, or I wouldn't submit, or you know how you kind of I don't know, pet a horse or a dog, and they kind of don't so that was kind of like me. It's like don't try to submit me, but that was wrong. I know that was wrong.
Yeah.
And now, but But there's something in women that kind of, or I'd say in me, I'm not talking for all women, but that just kind of like,
They
always
can't
wants
help
to
it.
buck against that.
Yeah.
Instead of just kind of going, okay, and just relaxing and just letting it flow and letting somebody else be in charge.
When I do weddings, one of the things I ask the women, do you promise to love and to obey? Because they're taking the obey out. Do you promise to, and no, a man don't want a woman that's not going to obey. Will you obey Dallon if he marry you? She's like, if Dallon marry you, would you obey? If you say yes, he'll marry you today.
I mean, to like an extent.
Why not all the way?
I mean, we're still working.
Within reason.
But whose reason? His or yours?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be controlled by him
Why not?
because I'm just not. I don't.
Why not?
Because he has different views than I do.
But he's your husband. Yours should be the same as his.
No, but they're not.
But why not?
Because we just think different.
What?
We just think extremely different.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys wait then. Don't get married now. All right. All right. I noticed that men today, and it wasn't like this when I was growing up, don't seem to think that they can make it without a woman. They don't think they can buy a house and run a house and have a job and have a life and save their money and succeed in life unless they have a woman. Where did that come from?
Jerry Maguire.
Because it wasn't like that when I was growing up. Men were taught to be independent. You didn't need a woman to make you be independent. And so I know what that is too. I'm just putting it out there. Victoria, have your hand. Go ahead.
Mine is very simple. When we see weakness. So,
In men,
yes.
but y'all try to destroy strong men too. Look how they're doing Trump right now.
We do because I think women are built because of whatever happened in the Garden of Eden. We're built to seek out your weakness and basically exploit it. And I know that that sounds terrible, but I think that sums up the whole women wanting to dominate men and all of that because they really do want to break men down.
Yeah,
And
they do.
yeah, and I don't know.
I love the fact you said seek out the weakness too.
No, we do,
Because you could be
because, yeah.
laying up there sleeping and smiling. You could be dreaming about God. And the woman like, ooh, I can't wait till in the morning. And then if one of those long nights, she gonna find something and slap you in the face. Oh, I'm sorry. But now you're awake. Now she wanna know, what are you smiling about?
But I just wanted to ask you, how do you rectify that? Because I didn't understand the whole men feeling a certain way about women being in supervisory roles
Yeah.
because the majority of my career I've been people's bosses and it was always men that were older, and I noticed that they did kind of have a chip on their shoulder with me or they felt
Yeah.
uncomfortable around me. But conversely, I felt that too, where I felt insecure in my giving them direction because I think deep down I knew that it was wrong and I was not in my correct place spiritually and all that.
Right on. I'll tell you in a minute. I remember when I was worked for other people, I had a couple of female bosses when I moved to LA, and I've never got along with female bosses. And I remember, I won't say where, but I used to work for this company, and I had a female boss, and she was mean, and everybody kind of afraid of her. But everybody was afraid because they knew that if they spoke up and other employees saw it, that they would lose their job or something, right? And so I said, oh, I wonder how I'm gonna get this woman. And so I realized I'm gonna wait until I can get her in the office by herself, when it's just the two of us and no witnesses. I got her in the office by herself. I read her the riot act. I said, if you ever mess with me again, if you ever talk to me the wrong way, if you ever treat me the wrong way, I'm getting you. You are wrong. And she had a fit. And then they got me fired. But I didn't care about being fired. But I didn't care about being fired because we had a union. And there was no proof I had done this, right? Talked to the superiority like that. And there was no proof. So when they fired me, I said, that's all right. I'm going on vacation. I'll be back in 2 weeks. And so I went and got me a lawyer because there was no proof I had done this. I got me a lawyer, and in 2 weeks I went back to work, and they paid me for back time and everything. And I was a beta then, but I refused to let a woman treat me like that. You got her. That's right. And men not supposed to let women walk over them. It's just silly. That's why they hate weak men. And come down here, and I think, oh, Mark, you waiting a long time. Go ahead, Mark, and then Nisha. Did you have your hand? Okay, then we'll wind this down. I had no idea we were going to talk about this. This is so good, though. All right.
I find this so amazing because I've only been like a wannabe Christian for a couple of years. And I was
what?
like,
Wannabe?
Yeah.
A little wannabe Christian.
Yeah, and I was like agnostic for 20 years, and I knew the Bible, and I was Mr. Tell You All About Religion. It's so bad. I was essentially an anti-religion person. And recently I find myself defending the Bible because I hear so many like modern people, young people, just dismiss it as silly and stupid, and all their meditations and stretching and cleanses are like where life is at. And everybody here has like college degrees, and they buy houses, and like they're all smart people, and they don't understand the first story in the Bible where everything's perfect in the Garden of Eden, the way God made it, man and woman. The talking snake comes, your thoughts, and tell you, don't trust that guy over there. He's your enemy. And then you fall into hell. And it's like, that was taught for 2,000 plus years to mostly illiterate people. It's the same story. Do you think you could write a story that's going to last 2,000 years from now that illiterate people can take God from?
Amazing.
I agree.
Amazing. So the last two here, then I'm going to tell you exactly what the enmity is between man and woman. All right, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. I don't hear people talking about it. All these somewhat right about it, too, but you just didn't hit the nail on the head yet. Right here. Where the mics? Oh. Come on down. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, the one thing that, like how Mark was talking about the first story,
Yeah.
The whole thing was that Eve, she listened to, Satan, and the flaw with Adam, which you see in a lot of men today, is that they worship the woman.
Yeah.
And, when you follow the world, which that was what Eve did, they went with the flow of the world instead of, God's order.
Yeah.
And so, when you have a lot of men, especially, in the black community, we're taught to worship mama and worship the black queens and all that stuff. So
The black queen. This is my queen.
and
queen from where? Yes.
and so, when you have a lot of men being taught, being fed that, with every great men, there's a great woman behind them.
Yeah.
And you're just being taught that you must have a woman, you must worship the woman, and you're slowly falling to hell. Even though God, when they kicked Adam and Eve out the garden, He said that the woman must obey, must be the property of must be the property of the man. And in this world, it's no, you must overpower, you must be the man, where it depends on the relationship.
So you want the woman to be your property?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Oh,
well,
good.
yes.
He needs some property. I know what you mean. Are you afraid of women? Are you uncomfortable around when you're dealing with women?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You had your hand.
Yesterday at the where I work, this couple came in with their the whole family came in looking for an issue, to solve an issue with their landscaping problem. And what took me 5 minutes to work it out with the husband, it took an extra 20 minutes because the wife kept interrupting with her ideas about it,
Yeah.
and he didn't know how to tell her to stop. So we finally get outside, I start bagging up the material the way that we agreed would be best, and he comes walking over with his hands in his pocket and his head down and says, well, she wants to know if you can do it this way. And I said, I'm already halfway done, and this is the best way to do it. He's like, well, she's pretty adamant about it. Just totally
Wow.
defeated, totally weak, and she was just talking to him just like a mother to the son. And so even though the women are like that, it's the guy's fault for letting them happen.
I have a doctor friend, and he told me that whenever, I didn't finish the story about the marriage thing, and I say that women, do you promise to obey your husband, right? So I did this wedding, and I said to the woman, do you promise to obey? She's like, yes, I promise to obey. Because you know how women lie at the altar? Yes, I promise to obey. And then in a year or so, they broke up, right? And they broke up because the woman did not obey. I said, I thought you promised to obey. She's like, yeah, I said that, but I ain't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what other thing I was going to say. Whatever. Oh, yeah. This friend of mine tell me that whenever a husband and wife come in for an examination, physical or something, that he will ask the husband, well, what's wrong? Have you been having any symptoms or anything like that? And instead of the husband answering directly, he'll ask the wife. And she'll have to tell the doctor if he had a problem or not. Isn't that crazy? And the husband just sit there and let her do it.